Shh, I'm at work. But while I'm at work, quick update on the SAG-AFTRA negotiations and what's really going on between the studios while all this conversation is going on. It's not all rosy. Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So, I've reported a couple of times and put a few comments on the community page about some disagreement between the studios. Amazon, Warner Brothers, Paramount, those studios have been basically telling Netflix, Disney to get their thumb out of their asses and crack on. They have been really pushing hard and actually did set a November 1st, which is today, deadline for negotiations to be resolved. They basically, between themselves, not including Netflix and Disney, agreed that November 1st really was the day this needed to be done by. They need an agreement by now. We need to be able to get the studios up and running again. We need to start getting lots of projects that we've been working on up and running again. It was fine to have a little bit of a lag between the writers going back to work and the actors not going back to work, because you need the writers first. But now that lag is fine and we need to crack on. So it's November 1st. We still don't have a deal. There was some suggestion that a deal was very, very close, but we're now on Wednesday and it's still not 100% certain. I'm being told that there's still a confidence that that deal will be reached this week, and that hopefully next week, week after, the actors will be able to get back to work. But at the moment, that is only a hope, and there are still some quite big problems. I've also heard, though, that actually the people over at Paramount did make a point in a meeting that happened towards the end of last week with all of the studios put together, one of the representatives from Paramount Pictures, that actually for them, and Warner Brothers really and Amazon with MGM come into the same bracket as this. For them, a lot of the discussion over things like this subscription fee and things isn't really relevant. It's not their main area of business. And actually for them, the amount of money they're losing every week because they're not producing any content is far more than what actually SAG-AFTRA's suggestions would cost them. So what the protracted negotiations are costing is what actually significantly more than what just agreeing to everything they want would cost. There's also a big point that, again, this representative, who seemed to be talking a lot of sense to me, made to the wider studio audience, basically said, look, and the whole AI problem, there are certain things about AI and the use of AI in our industry or any industry that is going to come under regulation. We need governments, we need courts to actually rule on certain elements of how we're allowed to use AI and in what sense. There is no point us having sort of any long-term agreement on how the use of AI works if then the court says that AI cannot be used in this, this and this, or what actual AI means or represents in the workplace. AI is something that the far wider industry, all industries, are going to have to consider. And at the moment, governments don't really have a position on it. There's a big conversation at the moment this week in the UK that UK are chairing about how AI should be used in business. So this representative was basically saying, look, we just need a short-term agreement basically to say we will not allow AI to be used until regulators, etc., have actually defined what AI is, defined what AI can be used for, defined when AI cannot be used. Let's actually allow government, the courts, regulators to lead the way on this. And in the meantime, just don't allow it. It's only a 3-year contract. In the terms of this technology, that's not a particularly long time. It can be resolved in 3 years' time, and when hopefully the legal system, etc., will have caught up. Now, to me, that seems a very logical way to go ahead, especially seeing that anything they agree could be deemed as illegal this time next year anyway, if the courts decide so. So, yeah, it's a long-term process, and let's just hope that they can actually come up with something that makes sense in the next week. So that's where we're at right now. Hopefully this will be done pretty soon, but if not, the cinema's already crap anyway. I went to watch the Beetlejuice from 25 years ago the other night because there's literally nothing else on the cinema I want to go watch. And I think the next 6 months are going to be a bit like that, to be honest. TV's already starting to get a bit boring because there's nothing new coming out. I'm starting to watch all the Spanish stuff on Netflix. Getting desperate. But anyway, guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Is this a plan that makes sense? Did the Paramount guy that was saying this apparently in this meeting last week, does that make sense to you? Just get into the comments and tell me what you're thinking. We all just want this to be over now, right? I think so. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and please don't tell anybody that I made this video while I was at work. As always, stay safe. I'll see you next time.